भैया मुझे कुछ सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है क्योंकि मेरा ऑडियो ऑफ है। मेरा ऑडियो ऑफ है।
Started.
मुझे कुछ सुनाई नहीं दे रहा।
On.
Yes, ma'am. Neha, you can talk. No, ma'am. Neha, ma'am. Then
क्या हो गया?
this.
स्टार्ट क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं?
Uh, uh, Bhaiya, Neha ma'am wanted to confirm whether she joined or what. She joined, she's telling Neha ma'am.
Okay. I think Dr. Lipika can look at it. You may please begin. Yeah. I think Dr. Shanmuga, we can start now.
Thanks a lot, sir. Happy morning to everyone present here. It's my privilege to welcome you all to this panel discussion on 10th International Conference on Empowering Youth through Value-Driven Education for a Happy and Peaceful World. Today, we are honored to have distinguished panel with us. Our panel includes esteemed panelists from India, a country known for its rich philosophical traditions rooted in harmony, compassion, and coexistence. Along with, we are also fortunate to have panelists from other countries who bring diverse global perspectives, reminding us that human values are truly universal and shared by all humanity. In that regard, I would represent or introduce myself, Dr. Shanmuga from SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Katankulathur campus, Chennai, India, going to be anchor for today's session. Next, I'll be honored to introduce my co-volunteer, Lipika Mitra ma'am. She will be presenting the UHV point of view regarding today's discussion.
Thank you. Namaste, everyone.
And then I'm also extending that our, like Lipika Mitra ma'am is a parent coach, director, Bushala. She done her BE, Electrical and Electronics Engineering, and also she has got fellowship in under sustainability. And she is having experience of about IT and corporate experience 15 plus 14 years respectively. And Lipika ma'am is voluntary with universal human values since 2000. And we have our moderator, my guru, I could say, Dr. Kumar Sambhav Bhaiya. He is a associate professor, acting director, UP Institute of Design, Noida, UP, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, and also Kumar Sambhav, director, completed her BTech, MTech, and PhD under mechanical engineering at IIT Kanpur. He has corporate experience about 1+ years and teaching experience more than 15+ years. Kumar Sambhav, director, sir, is into this universal happy human values since 2000. Next, we have Ms. Annabel Luia Balonen Tulin has joined. Yes.
Yes, I'm
I,
here.
yes, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. I'm happy to introduce her with her resume about. She is a teacher, student advisor, University of Eastern Philippines, UEP, Northern Summer Philippines. And she is also advisor to a BA English language students. Her focusing areas include language teaching, phonology, and teacher-student interactions. And she is very much associated with the College of Arts and Science or related department at UEP. Next, we have Dr. Ajit Kumar, Associate Professor, Program Chair, Soil School of Business Design, Gurugram, India. Ajit Kumar sir has total experience over 16 years under research, teaching, and corporate. And sir also expertise in business analyst and supply chain management. And Ajit Kumar sir has extensive academic, industry, and leadership experiences across universities and corporate roles. Next, we have our Nidhi ma'am, Nidhi Chirag Sachde, former faculty, Shivajirao S. Jodhar College of Engineering, Dombivil, Maharashtra. She done her ME in Computer Science Engineering and has teaching experience about 14 plus years. And she is volunteering Universal Human Values since July 2020. Next, we have Dr. Snigdharani Panda.
Namaste.
She is a chairperson, Council of Deans, Director, IQAC, Head, Center for Indigenous Innovation and Entrepreneurship, which we call CIIE, and currently affiliated to Kalinga Institute of Social Sciences, deemed to be University, Bhubaneswar, Odisha, India. Welcome, ma'am. And also, ma'am has total experience about more than 18 plus years, and she's Associate Professor of Commerce, School of Tribal Resource Management, Principal Investigator, Co-Investigator in Erasmus Plus, DST, and ICSSR projects. Next, we have our VC, Masood Parvez. He will be joining shortly within 10 minutes. He is ready to join in our panel discussion as soon as possible. He needs 5 more minutes. Next, we have Neha Arun Haryani. Ma'am has joined. Yes. Neha Arun Haryani, madam. She is Associate Professor, English at SB Garda Arts, Science and PK Patel College of Commerce, Navsari, India. Madam has total experience over 25 years, teaching expertise in English language, literature, and soft skills. And Madam, long-standing academic experience in higher education, which is aligned with our international conference theme. Next, we have Dr. Lipika ma'am, can you help me whether Dr. Lee Thin Thanzon joined?
No, she has not joined.
Okay,
So
then I'll be honored to introduce our one more panelist, Jagadish Babu Bellam, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, UHV Cell Coordinator also, and Madapalli Institute of Technology and Science, deemed to be University, Andhra Pradesh. She done his PhD in Mexico City, Mexico, and he is volunteering. Dr. Jagdish Babu Bellam is volunteering UHV June 2021. I am also traveling with him in many activities. I'm happy to be a part of in that regard also. Next, we have Dr. Neha Zindal Ma'am, Associate Professor and Dean, School of Media and Communication Studies, Galgotias University, Greater Noida, UP, India. Madam has total experience about 18 plus years, and also Madam is acting as panelist at national and international conferences, worked on a minor research grant in creative industries. Next, we have Tamimul Ansari. Anybody can help me whether sir join? Okay, then I think sir will be joining soon.
I'm here.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Then welcome, sir, Professor Dr. S.A. Tamimul Ansari, Professor and Head, Brainware University, India. His research expertise in discourse, literature, communication, human rights, and postmodernism. And also, sir authored books and contributed to academic and legal discourse. Next, we have very interesting students also joining in our panel discussion. Shreya Nair, a student of fourth year BTech CSC, Cochin University College of Engineering, Kuttanad, Kerala. She has joined as a volunteer under UHV Universal Human Values since 2023. Next, we have Dr. K. Saravanan sir, Associate Professor, Department of CSE, College of Engineering, Gindi, Anna University, Chennai. And sir has researching under cloud computing, software engineering, blockchain, IoT, and smart cities. And sir also consulting work for municipal corporations and smart city projects. And sir is a fellow of IEI, senior member of ISTE and ACM. And I wanted to introduce our next our panelist, who is also very much into this conference, Dr. Ila Manoj Dehiya ma'am. She also joined. Ila ma'am. Anybody else? I forgot to invite you, please. May I know?
Student participant Vaishnavi.
Vaishnavi, yes. We have to make this panel discussion very much interesting. We have one more student, Vaishnavi. She has joined in our pre-conference meeting also. From the way she were interacting with us, I got wondered. The thing is how she explored at this age itself. Welcome, Vaishnavi, to our panel discussion.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Anybody else? I hope I have welcomed everyone.
Yes.
If we missed, please forgive me if I forgot. In between, two more panelists are joining. By the time I'll introduce them also. As a next agenda, I'd like to call my co-colleague, my volunteer group, Dr. Lipika Mitra ma'am, to give the presentation about UHV point of view for our today's panel discussion. Welcome, Dr. Lipika Mitra.
जी I hope my screen is visible to you. Dr. Shanmugha Priya, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Waiting, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Am I audible? Is it clear?
Yes, now it's everything fine, ma'am. Visible and also audible.
Okay. So, namaste and warm greetings to one and all. Today we are going to explore the implementation part of the value-driven education, which can empower youth for a happy and peaceful world. So let's do a recap of what we did in last 2 days of the panel discussion in higher education group. On day one, we analyzed the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats of the youth today in the context of modern challenges and the potential this value-driven education has. Some of the strengths we looked at were that they are tech-savvy, they are socially aware, they're creative, and they're inclusive of the diversity of culture and beliefs. Some of the weaknesses we looked at were that they lack purpose and direction. They have this over dependence on the technology, and they lack inner stability, right? Which is leading to a lot of mental health struggle that we can see today. There are ample opportunities, like they have this global exposure and this global, there is this global exposure and cross cultural learning. And with AI in place, many youth are becoming change makers today. A few threats that we identified as that this consumerist behavior leading to overconsumption of resources. There is peer pressure and social comparison, and there is this uncertainty in career with AI in place. Okay? And we could clearly see that, yes, there is a need for value-driven education that can harness the strengths and opportunities of today's youth and address their weaknesses and also equip them to effectively confront the emerging threats. Then we discuss the vision for value-driven education in terms of the common graduate attributes in the youth. So when the child comes out of this higher education institute, they should imbibe these common graduate attributes. That is what is proposed. So they are holistic vision of life, socially responsible behavior, environmentally responsible work, ethical human conduct, have the competence and capabilities for maintaining health and hygiene, and respect for excellence and gratitude for all. And we also looked at the guidelines of such value-driven education, and we said that the content of value-driven education must be universal, rational, verifiable, and must lead to harmony. And today we will discuss the implementation plans and programs. So steps in the transformation, these are the 3 steps that we are talking about. The first one is value education, where we are including universal human values in the present curriculum. Second is the value-based education, which is integrating human values across all subjects. And third one is the value-based living, where we are living, in harmony at all the aspects of our living. So what is this value education? Okay, so here, if you see, there is individual transformation that is happening. The content is put forward in terms of proposal. The content essentially is about understanding harmony. So what do I want? Do I want happiness, peace, harmony within me? And can I ensure this harmony within me, with my family, within in the nation and in society, nation, and the world? Can I understand the inherent harmony that is there in nature and in the entire existence? So the content is in the form of proposals. We verify the proposals on our own right, on the basis of our own natural acceptance. For example, let's ask myself, what is naturally acceptable to me, relationship or opposition? So I think, all of us can see that I have this natural acceptance for the feeling of relationship. It may be possible that I don't have the competence right now to live with the feeling of relationship with everyone at all times, but I do have this natural acceptance for the feeling of relationship. So once I'm able to verify this on the basis of my own natural acceptance, then I go on and validate this in my living. Okay, and once I'm able to validate this in my living, then there is an immediate fulfillment. So this is all about individual transformation through value education. Okay, and we are more or less here. So value, and then the next step is value-based education. Okay, so let's say, for example, I want to learn programming, but why do I want to learn programming? Because I want to solve the problem of the society, for the betterment of the society, to nurture the nature and not to exploit them. So the base is the value. And on top of it, it is the subject or the skill. So through value education, step 1, we can raise awareness. And as the awareness grows, now we can move towards humanizing the entire education. Much effort is yet to be made, since it requires a lot of effort, because it requires change in the entire curriculum. So we invite you to take the first step at your individual level, and then extend the possibility and the potential that you have towards humanizing this education, towards value-based education. This is going to be a long-term process. However, this is indispensable. Next one is the value-based living. So now that I understood harmony, I explored within myself through this self-transformation process, through value education, and then extended it to the value based education, whereby I could help in humanizing this education and became part of the societal transformation, now I can also live in harmony at all aspects of my living. So can I become the source of inspiration for value-based living? Can we develop models for holistic living in educational institution and in the community? So as you can see, there are ample, endless opportunities, and there is no dearth of work or career because of AI. So let's look at some of the initiatives that we are doing on this step 1, which is value education. So the key initiatives include student induction program, which is designed for students in both bachelor's and master's program. Okay, there is mandatory course on UHB, so which is integrated into various years of the curriculum. There are elective courses on universal human values, which is offered for deeper exploration of values education. And there are also minor degrees in universal human values. Some of the institutions have opted this, and they are available for students seeking a focused study in this area. Next initiative is to build faculty and leadership capacity in value-driven education. I think this is the most significant part of this entire initiative. The faculty induction program, onboarding the new faculty members, and faculty development programs. So we have these online programs. Every month, at least 2 programs happens online, and there are face-to-face programs happening in the institutions. So this is the backbone of the entire program, because once the teacher is, has inculcated these values and they're able to express this in their behavior, the student is automatically inspired. Then we have this management development program for the value orientation of departmental heads and institutional leaders. And we also have this leadership development programs, which is aimed at cultivating leaders who champion value-driven education. And you might have seen in this entire conference that there are so many leaders who have taken up this work. Next step is to integrate universal human values across all subjects. So proposed initiatives for promoting value-driven education are integration of value components across disciplines. So introduce structured value-based inputs within all academic subjects to serve as the foundational framework for skill-oriented education and holistic student development. Second one is the implementation of socially and environmentally relevant projects to encourage students and faculty to engage in projects addressing social, ethical, and environmental challenges across diverse domains such as engineering, management, medicine, commerce, arts, humanities, and journalism. Next one is promotion of interdisciplinary research on value-based education. So facilitate and support collaborative research initiatives exploring multiple dimensions of value-based education, including sustainability and environmental stewardship, holistic technologies and ethical production systems, responsible management models and leadership practices, design thinking, human psychology, sociology, economics, and public administration. And last point is about the establishment of dedicated academic structures. So initiate new departments, academic programs, and courses specifically focused on holistic and value-driven education, integrating ethical perspectives with professional competences. Now let's look at quickly this step 3, which is the value-based living. So directions for expanding the reach of value-driven education. So the first one is the institutional transformation, transform the institution into a living model of value-based education, fostering a culture of relationship, harmony, and coexistence within the campus community and societal outreach. So extend the reach of value-based learning beyond institution boundaries by designing and delivering programs for diverse groups such as NGOs, correctional facilities, working professionals, government employees, etc. Third one is the development of national nodal centers. So establish nodal centers across the country to serve as hubs for promoting, coordinating, and disseminating value-based education and related initiatives. Next one is administrative engagement. So integrate value inputs into institutional governance and administration, ensuring that policies, decision-making, and leadership practices reflect ethical and human-centric values. And the last one is nationwide volunteer network. So develop a national network of trained volunteers dedicated to promoting social upliftment and community well-being through pro bono initiatives grounded in value education. So already a handful of volunteers, almost 500 such people are working towards this. And I'm sure you will get more insights about all this proposed here in today's discussion. So let me sum it up for you. So there is 3-step transformation framework we spoke about, including first is including universal human values in the curriculum. Second is integrating universal human values across all subjects. And third is value-based living. The transformation from value education to value-based education and finally to value-based living represents a holistic path toward integrating ethics, stability, sustainability, and human values in education, leading to individual well-being, social harmony, and global peace. We may have to move gradually and with perseverance, but such a transition has become unavoidable to save humanity from great catastrophe. Now, there is a great opportunity for all of us to join hands to become an active participant in this potential transformation. Thank you all for your patient hearing. With this, let me hand it over to Dr. Kumar, who is going to moderate today's panel discussion. Over to you, Dr. Kumar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As I already thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Lipika, ma'am, for this nice introduction regarding the UHV point of view. Since my simple one work is pending, I am honored to welcome our VC sir, Professor Masood Parvez, Vice Chancellor, Mata Tripura Sundari Open University, India. With sir has total experience about 38 years, and he took leadership in institution building and academic program developments. And the sir also a recipient of Professor M. Appaswamy Rao Commemoration Award. And also, sir is an active researcher, New York Academy of Sciences since 1995. Since we are enjoying the advancement of the network, that 3G, 4G, yes, we do agree with the lacking sometimes happen. I am also the reason for sir joined a little late today. I'm asking sorry for the time. Sorry, sir, for that. But right from the day sir has interacted with me through this groups and all, he is very much interested. I have learned many things even before he joining to the panel discussion. The way he is taking the things, I have learned many things from you, sir. Thank you for that. We have the panelists from different country and also from India. Just for your information, I am just informing you, sir. I welcome you for this panel discussion. Thank you. Next,
Thank you
I
so
am
much.
calling
Thank you so
our
much, Dr. Priya. Yeah.
yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Next, I am calling our moderator, my guru, Dr. Kumar Sambhav, to start that panel discussion. Welcome, Dr. Kumar, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Shanmuga and Ms. Lipika. So I can see that there's a very nice panel here. We have 13 panelists. So, and we have 1 hour for discussion. So what I'll do, we can limit our sharing to 2 minutes, and I can start with Dr. Anavil. So, Dr. Anavil, according to you, how can higher education institutions integrate holistic world vision into curricula effectively?
Sir,
I hope you could get my question.
yes, sir. Can you repeat, please?
Should I repeat?
Yes, sir. Can you repeat, please?
Yeah. So how can higher education institutions integrate holistic world vision into curricula effectively? So when we're talking about the graduate attributes, we talked about the holistic world vision. So how do you think it can be integrated into the curricula in an effective manner?
I think this the higher education would effectively integrate these human values through the curriculums, the curriculas. We are going to integrate that into our subjects, to the programs. But it would start with the open-mindedness of the head of the institution, no, to integrate it, because it would start with the family, as what we had with the for the first session, that when it would start with the family, to the the school or the institution should have an open heart to integrate this into the curriculum. And so, making it a culture that each of the ones guided with the integration of the human values programs. And so it would start with and that's why it would start with implementing from the higher education, from the presidents down to the teachers, and to the teachers down to the students, no. By mainly, I think by mainly living also that experience it likewise with practice what you teach, no, so that would teachers would students would see teachers as a role model. That would be all.
Very nice. So two important things that you mentioned. One is the open-mindedness of the management to include
Yes.
this kind of vision in the education, and also
Yes,
it has to percolate from the top. That is very
yes,
important to see. Yeah,
yes, sir.
nice.
Thank
Now,
you,
yeah, let me come to Dr. Parvez. So I'll put the same question to you. Now you are sitting on the top. You are the vice chancellor. So now, if this kind of vision is to be included as a vision of the university, so do you feel it is something very necessary? So how can your university integrate holistic world vision? Now every university has a vision, mission, plans, programs. So do you feel that this can be integrated practically?
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Kumar. Yeah, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm sorry for the delay. I mean, joining because there was some miscommunication anyway, something like that. That's fine. Yeah. Yes, of course. The thing is, as of now, we are curriculum curriculum is for the economic purpose, right? We are training, developing the youth for as a workforce, they are to help us like. But as of now, no institution is sort of, or maybe institutions are not giving, emphasis on, holistic education, the value-based education. We are developing, we are creating, human being for that person, as a source, economic source, but not as a human being. So this is a very important issue. Of course, the speaker, of course, I joined late. The speaker, has dealt very, exhaustively on all aspects of human value system, right? So this we have to integrate to, that our students should learn, empathy or ego, cooperation or competition, integrity or short-term success, and compassion or indifference. These are the things. These are the human values we need to inculcate. So values such as honesty, respect, responsibility, empathy, tolerance, justice, and peace. These will have to be inculcate in our curriculum. So now the institutions will have to, introduce and all the things in the curricula so that our students, the graduates who qualify, they are not only a good sort of a work power, they should be also be a good human being. Our university is a new university just established last year. So I'm looking into all those things, and I'm going to introduce all such things in our curricula so that my students of the Northeast, of course, they are at the moment, of course, terribly disconnected, from there. They think that they are not included into the society, something like that. These kind of things will have to be sort of introduced in our system, and our university authorities will have to think all, to include this thing. So I recommend and, support the presentation of the speaker. So these values system will have to be introduced in our curriculum. And the
Thank you,
institution will have
Professor
to
Parvez.
support. Institution will have to support for this. Thank you so much.
Very nice. So a very nice panel here. Someone sitting on the top at the Vice Chancellor, and we have one student also here. So let me ask Ms. Shreya. Now let's say you have to take admission into an engineering institution, and the institution has a vision, something like this, as we are mentioning here. And you have multiple options. You have another university which does not talk about values. It talks about placement, package, okay, foreign tours, lots of cultural events. And there's one university which talks about values in the vision. Now, which will you opt for and why? I think it's an
Yes.
intriguing question. You can take some time to think. Okay.
Actually, I do not need some time to think about it because in my personal life itself, I joined the university which actually talked about universal human values because during our
Oh, so
induction
nice.
session itself, yeah. So during our induction program itself, we had like 2 days based on this particular thing. So actually, I had options for two universities. So one was KISAT. So I joined that. So there I have heard that universal human values are part of the whole, like 4 years. We will be integrating that in our everything. Like currently in our, currently we are doing a project, but in my third year itself, we had a project and my classmates actually did not just make something for the result, like for the outcome of the project. They literally made up a project which was for segregating like wet waste and dry waste. So it had a social impact. So that's the kind of people I'm surrounded with. And the teachers also, I can see the decisions that they make are very ethical and yeah, so we also have faculty development program for you and a UHV cell in our campus. So I think I have answered your question.
So nice. So nice. So let me come to Dr. Ansari now. Let's say you have to set the vision of a university, okay, and you are part of the board of studies where you have to decide. So do you think it is something implementable in your university? And if yes, then, or if no, then what hassles do you have to face or what challenges do you have to face in setting up the vision of a university like this? Professor Ansari.
Thank you. Thank you for these reflections this morning. It is not an easy question to answer because every single day academicians like us, we challenge the system, we bring a critical perspective on the process of decision making. I'd like to make one statement before I get into these details. Technological and commercial meritocracy has seriously threatened and damaged humanistic education. Humanistic education right now in intensive care unit, we got to come up and we got to do something needed and essential today to save humanistic education from falling into this disaster. We got to do it only then human values can be put in place. Democracy can be saved. This is my first statement. Now, in a recent meeting in which I attended, so I was talking about the core calling of education. I made two statements. The core calling of education lies in developing capacity for compassion and consciousness, for which administrators simply said, we don't need these things. We want our jobs. We want our students to get into companies, industries. That's it. So that's the context that we all have to accept. That's why every single day we all engage in this kind of intellectual battle. We need to first of all have a clarity on what we are actually talking about. So if I were to look at that question specifically, I would say the first thing is, there are several things you presented in this presentation, like curriculum integration is one aspect, pedagogical strategies that we got to put in place. There's the second dimension. You also talk about teachers' role, because teachers should have clarity on the purpose of education. What is that we are going to achieve through what we are offering? Teachers' role, extremely important. The third one, institutional support, because the context should be right. We should have that kind of ecosystem on the campus to promote these values. And then community engagement is yet another dimension. Then assessment of values. I'm very much skeptical about this term. How can we assess these values? Assessment of values. And finally, technology integration. So these are all different dimensions through which we can integrate human values. But if you look deeper into the first one, curriculum integration, first thing is redefining learning outcome, because evaluating students based on marks and putting branding them, that because of the marks that they secured in the, semester marks, or whatever the exams took place, based on which deciding what they are going to be, which is something very, very serious. I wrote about it in the Hindu recently, Move On My Child, which received lots of response from people, wherein I argued that we should never ever decide a child based on the marks acquired, because a child is an endless possibility. Why do you
Yeah.
actually determine what a child could become based on what the child did? Because what the child did, what the child achieved, maybe because of certain conditions and circumstances beyond the control of the child has got endless possibility, can capable of bringing in lots of changes within herself. So we need to respect this particular dynamic aspect that is there in the child, which our curriculum fails to look at. So the first one is we need to redefine.
Yeah, there's some limitation of time, sir. I would have given you more time. In fact, very nice that you have thought deeply about it, and you are talking about so many aspects like the clarity, the institutional support, the assessment criteria, the integration of technology, development of faculty. Very nice. Now, let me come to Dr. Snigdha. Now, let's say you have to include value-based education, or you have to make this value-based education effective in your institution. So what challenges do you feel will be facing, Dr. Snigdha?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Kumar. Snigdha from Kalinga Institute of Social Sciences. As since 2009, we have introduced life skill education with the 10 core competence skills. And now, as per the NEP 2020, we have also introduced the value-based education. That means the human value and professional ethics. And during the student induction and as well as faculty orientation and faculty development program, our institution has doing the how that take it one day session, how that human value and professional ethics can be integrated, and how the encouraging that critical thinking and moral reasoning, that introducing of environmental education is one of the most for the sustainability and resilience. So for this value-based education, the institution, that means all the students, all the institution and the higher authority should promote the interdisciplinary learning with the societal relevance, societal impact. So which is just inclusivity and a social responsibility, and engage with the community engagement. So community engagement, that means if the university or institution, industry, as well as the society or community integrate and do collaboratively, then the value-based implication we can do in proper manner. And as well as also the ethics, human value and sustainability, we have also included all the curriculum. That means we are having 32 departments and 7 schools, and each and every student should go through all these curriculum under the undergrad program and as well as postgraduate program as a part of a value-based education or value-added course. So hope that that integration will help to some extent to engage the students and the faculty members, and with the student club and activities that promoting the social awareness, and as well as the mentorship system that fostering the personal and ethical development. So this is all about, and lead with the empathy and integrity is
Very nice, Dr. Singla. So already we have been implementing it in 32 programs. Very nice to see in undergraduate as well as postgraduate programs. So very encouraging. Now let me come to Dr. Jagdish. You have already been mentoring the students, conducting programs on human values, conducting workshops also. And as a faculty and as a mentor, let me ask you, what role can faculty and mentors play in embodying and transmitting these graduate attributes to the youth?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Kumar, and very warm greetings to all the panel members. We have a rich panel. Coming to the imparting this value education, what I see is the faculty who is sharing these values. It's not about teaching the values, it is about sharing the values. And we share with the feeling of relationship with our students and the faculty around us. I would like to say that the faculty who is imparting this value education should live by example. Only then this education will be meaningful and it will be enriching for the other. So it is not only preaching the values or saying the do's and don'ts. These values has to be embedded or it has to be visible to the students in the behavior and work of the faculty. As many panelists already has pointed out that it is not only optional now, it is essential. And the student, Shreya, was also saying that she will be choosing the institute where there is value education. And also very beautifully that example of a community project or socially relevant project comes from the faculty who is guiding with the uh, ethical part of it. So I see that there is a lot there in the hands of the faculty. So the faculty has to be have the clarity of the content. They have to live by the examples and help the students and the community around him to go through this value education. So this is very important. Thank you.
Very nice, Dr. Jagdish. So let me come to Dr. Neha Haryani now. So, like earlier, teachers were termed as gurus, right? And now the teachers have become professionals. And that's why we are facing so many challenges in education. So, how do you feel that teacher can actually be a mentor for the student? Dr. Neha,
Yes, sir.
I hope I was audible.
Yes, sir. Absolutely
Yeah.
audible. Namaskar to all. See, sir, what I believe is that as education is evolving, higher education is evolving. Now it's on the dawn of 5.0. So we have a shift from 1 to Guru Shishya Parampara. 2, we may say, student-centered kind of education, that is 2.2. Then we had the technology-based education, that is 3.2. And then with the pandemic, in the post-pandemic period, sir, we came with a more personalized kind of education system. That is the blended learning kind of education system. So the role of teacher has shifted, sir. If we see in the Guru Shishya Parampara, it was like students were going to the gurus and they had that holistic development, imbibing all kinds of values. But then, especially in our country, in India, if we talk about, we had the Macaulay policy. And then teachers and students both were going to the institution. And it was a massification of education where teacher was the sole provider of knowledge. So it was a teacher-centered education. Then with the use of technology, teachers, many young teachers, technology teachers, they brought technology into the institutions. And then we had bringing all the IoTs into the classrooms. But with the pandemic, the scenario changed, sir. All the teachers who were techno-friendly, who were not, everyone was compelled. We are the witness, we have experienced that we were compelled to use technology through blended learning, through Teams, through as we are today in Zoom. So, sir, it's a shift of a teacher's role now. It has shifted from a teacher to a mentor, to a facilitator, to a guide, because now the digital native is expecting a very flexible kind of education. I guess the students here will agree to me. And for that, This shift is required. And as mentors, so now it's not the time that we should be the sage on the stage. We must be the guide on the side, facilitating them, guiding them, mentoring them. And this is the urge of the day. This is the expectation of the Gen Z students. Where
Thank you,
we have
Dr.
to
Neha.
understand their language. And this is the shift, sir. We have to shift from ringmasters to Zen masters. This is what I may say. Thank you, sir.
Very nice. Very such good inputs are coming through the panel discussion, I'll say. Now we have
Thank you, sir.
Vaishnavi here. He's also a student. So Vaishnavi, your teachers have been mentoring you. And can you mention some of the shifts that have taken place in your vision of life through the mentoring by the teachers? Can you share some of them?
Yes, sir, definitely. So, three of my teachers who had played the most important role in my life was in my primary education from first to fourth standard. I had two teachers who were like they treated me like she is my mother and I am her child. So that was the very good connection, and I am up till now connected with them. They had cultivated all the principles that are required as a child to be a good adult in me. So I would mention them in this, and after that, my school education. My principal was so humble and so patient person. Due to him, I learned how to be in a time boundaries, how to be disciplined and consistent, and most important thing that I have a hobby of singing. So I was so hesitated to be on a stage. I had a stage fear. So he said, no, you can do that, and he just pushed me on stage. And when I sang, all the students wondered. So I understood that my inner strength are very important, and that person, my principal sir, know that she can do it. He believed in me, and that bring my self confidence on next level. Thirdly, sir, in my college, our communicational skills, sir, they had bring a lot of change in my personality, because in first sem I was so addicted to the Insta and YouTube shorts and all. I had quite distracted from my academics, and my academics was going low. So he helped me to bring that backward spark further. He told me that this is the wrong thing you are doing. So he corrected me at that time, and now in third year, I can say that I had gained my spark again, as I was till 12th. So he had contributed a lot in my life, and that had changed the 2 years from first year to third year in my academics. So these are my opinions, sir.
Oh, I was just asking for two shifts and you mentioned many such shifts. Very nice. Now let me come to Dr. Saravanan. I'll address the same question. So how do you feel that teachers can be actually mentors? They can accept the students as their children and guide them throughout the life. Do you feel this is needed? And if yes, then how can we implement that part?
Yes, sir. Very good morning to all. So the teacher, the role should not be kind of there is a teacher and the teacher that did the subject. They should also act like say, there is a mentor. It is like there is a beyond, there is a classroom, and there is a beyond, there is a classroom hours as well. Not could be there is a 9 to there is a 4. So we should be connected always, and we should, because we are receiving, there are so many, there is opportunities in terms of not only try to get out there is a learning approach in terms of placements, in terms of entrepreneurship opportunities, in terms of attending hackathon, as well as there's a conference, so everything. So we have a lot of there is opportunities that comes in place. We have to disseminate this informations to the students. Having said that, right, there are there is a pressure from there is a staff itself, which means they have to do a lot of, there is a clerical, there is a works, one kind of, there is a university administrations. So, for example, there is a 2 decades ago, the teachers plays this role very, very effectively, because they should not bother about all sort of, there is a ranking, and there is a pressurizing, right? They do some sort of, there is publications, or set of department, university rules, and so on. But there is a today, right? You just look at the role of the teacher has to promote that is himself or herself, and then has to promote the department, promote the university, doing all sort of activities. Along with that, right, he has to do the teaching as well as the learning, and there is a mentoring activities as well. That should be right. We have to there is a think about. So we have to reduce such kind of administrative roles from the teacher's role, because the same person could not be act as a good teacher, good administrator, good researcher, good mentor, and entrepreneur, and there is so on, right? So it could not be possible. But the system that is expected the same. So we have to do something right in the higher education. There is a system, so that right the teacher will plays the role of affecting the role of there is a mentor, and would be a very good there is a teacher. There is a future. Yeah, thank you.
Very nice. So many inputs, and I think as faculty, we all have been exposed to all these issues that you are mentioning. Now, let me come to Miss Nidhi. So, you were a faculty earlier, and now you are spending full time as a mother with your daughter. And you can see the role that you are playing as a teacher there, and now the role that you are playing as a mother. So, how do you feel like being a mother? What we expect from a teacher, and being a teacher, what we expect from a mother, so that the child is getting value guided.
Thank you for that question, Dr. Kumarji, and greetings to all. What I can see is, as a mother, I keep expecting from teachers that what I am conveying to the child in this home environment has to be also, same thing has to be conveyed by teachers also. So if I am conveying the child that you have to take care of the health, I expect that teachers also would be supporting the child to maintain that conducive environment in the school itself. Just to give an example, I was literally yesterday only thinking that I am stopping my child from eating the junk. But in the school, when the child goes, she's meeting all her friends who are bringing that junk into the school. So I was thinking that I should go and talk to teachers about it. So what I can see is a parent, as a teacher, I also expect that parents should provide those values at home, and then as a teacher, I should get the possibility to nurture them in the institute. So both ways, when I look at it, now I see that this value component has to be included at every level, so that for the child, then that conducive environment to explore as well as to live with it will be possible. So this is what I can see. Thank you so much.
Nice, nice. So we all have dual roles. We are a faculty as well as a parent. And as a parent, we have some expectations. As a faculty, we have some other expectations, and we have to meet both. Nice. Now let me come to Dr. Neha Jindal. So let me ask you, how can higher education encourage gratitude and social responsibility in the students who are largely driven by achievement, competition, package, placement? Dr. Neha.
Right. Thank you for the question, Dr. Kumar. Good morning to esteemed hosts and panelists. I think in terms of inculcating gratitude in a very transactional world that we live in, where students understand the education system as a service sector, they believe that they come here, they attain knowledge and information and obtain their degrees, and in transaction, the universities and institutions have to get them placed with good packages. It's important to integrate it at the ground level by creating workshops and modules within the system. Thankfully, NEP 2020 also helps in that manner, where we can integrate modules and workshops in human values, value-based education and value-based living. So largely, because for the past 2 days, we've been discussing on the need and vision, it's important to understand how we have to move now from theory to practice in order to inculcate value-based education and implement it, more importantly, on a practical level. Because a couple of my colleagues mentioned, co-panelists mentioned community engagement. That is one way of doing it, community engagement on campus and outside of campus. So a thriving campus life where they're constantly guided and mentored by educators, and they understand that the system will have to be accepted in terms of, streamlining how they are looking at, as being social animals. So I think higher education plays an extremely important role there, because this is for most of the students seminal education. A lot of them, graduates and postgraduates particularly, do not enroll into education further than this. Only a handful of them enroll into doctoral education and postdoctoral fellowships. So this is where it has to be inculcated when they become active contributing members of the social setup. So I think a very active learning environment rather than a passive interaction environment can be helpful there. Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice, Dr. Neha. Now let me come to Dr. Ajit. So, Dr. Ajit, we are talking about value education leading to value-based education and then value-based living. Now, you are there in a university. Now, to what extent do you think the support of the top management is required to make this effective in any university? Dr. Ajit.
Yes, Dr. Kumar Sambo, I hope I am audible.
Yeah, audible.
Thank you for this opportunity to express my views. And I believe the support is from the top management is very much important, because in order to implement such value-based education in any university or teaching institute requires a huge effort. I mean, effort not in terms of just from one person, but the entire educator fraternity. So now what happens is that, let's say that you design a program, right? And you have certain learning outcomes, program outcomes, everything you plan for, right? To implement value-based education, and you design certain things, certain courses, certain electives, and even you have some assessment mechanism. It requires a huge effort, and unless there is a great support from top management, it's very difficult actually to have this kind of components in any sort of program. Now especially I'm into vocation based education programs. So I certainly know that, okay, the very first question from top management would be that, okay, whatever you have designed in your program, whether it's going to help, right, the student get some job opportunity and build some career, right? But apart from that, they also ask, what after, okay, student graduate from the institute and progress in career, whether they'll be able to chip in back to the university, back to the educational institute, and help their juniors, right, in the alumni network, to build certain character. So question is that top management will be always looking for some short-term gain, but of course they also have certain vision, that long-term vision. They'll be always having this sort of vision that, okay, over a period of time, our students should be helping back to our society. So this support is very much needed, and I believe that, okay, all those great universities or who are progressing very rapidly, they have this kind of vision, and some sort of support will be always there. Only thing is that as a program chair, we need to. Thank you.
Yeah, nice. Yes, so we all see that yes, support of the top management is very much necessary. And since the focus is generally on placement or package and other such attributes, so the basic graduate attributes somewhat get lost in the process. Now let me come to Professor Ila. So you have been conducting workshops on human values in various universities. Now, looking at the implementation part, how do you feel the support of the top management has been helpful in making the program effective in any university or institution? Dr. Ila.
Yeah, there are many, thank you for the question. There are many universities who have implemented the UHV program as in the student induction program as a UHV2 credit course and which is UHV2, 3 and further on. What I find is that till the higher authority, the policy makers themselves do not go through the program and do not experience it, do not experience the transformation within. It is very difficult for them to give in to the regular curriculum, the regular routine subjects, and replace at least a part of it, like 3 credit or whatever, with the universal human values. Because they are more concerned with the admissions. They all want that their classroom should be full, the funds are important, their name is important, and so on. So they always connect the curriculum with the placement and packages and all that. But at the same time, we have come across many policymakers who have understood the value of this. And AICT has played a very important role. UGC is also playing a role. NAC is also playing a role. Where now in the NEP 2020, this understanding has definitely come in that holistic education, value-based education is a must. Because people have seen the results of these graduates in the society, in the industry. So industry, the corporate also wants it now. So I think this change is coming. It is very positive. It will take time. But today, if we look at these statistics, today in the keynote session, Mr. Rajul Astana also presented how much this entire UHV has spread in academic curriculum, as well as in the number of universities, as well as in other ways also in jail projects and community
Nice.
village and so on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Ila. Now we come to the second round. There's some limitation of time. Otherwise, the issues are so intriguing that we all have many things to share and speak up. But given the limitation of time, then we can have just 1 minute to respond. And that may be kind of rapid fire round. So I'll be asking questions and then we can respond within 1 minute. So let me come to Dr. Anavil again. So Dr. Anavil, considering the strengths of Gen Z, who are much more tech savvy, socially aware, how can these be harnessed to promote value driven education? I hope I was audible.
Yes, thank you, sir, for that. And I think no, this Gen Z is really a kind of group where they are really adaptable, no? They can actually adapt to change, no? Only with the proper guidance. Only with the proper guidance and the proper motivation as to what we should do and what they should do. No? So I think it's only with the proper as teacher we have to facilitate and become really a guide to them, no, with the use of this technology, with the use of the with this emerging. Okay, so sorry, it's all times up. I think we can with the proper guidance.
Yes. So there is need for proper motivation. Yes, that has to come from the teacher as well as the management. Very nice. Now let me come to Professor Masood. So when we're talking to Dr. Savanan, he was mentioning about the multiple roles a faculty has to play. He has to be a researcher, an entrepreneur, he has to be a mentor, a teacher, and he has to carry on so many social projects, even the schemes of the government. So as a head of the institution, how do you feel you can facilitate the faculty to be an effective mentor, a guru for the student?
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Kumar. Yeah, this is, I mean, to inform that. So now the role of the teacher has increased, right? Earlier, they were responsible just to come to the class, teach and go away, right? So they are responsible from day one to the day last, right? And the completion, right? They have to be mentor, they have to be administrator, they have to be admission counselor, all such things. Don't forget that we are training to become the vice chancellor someday, because the vice chancellor sort of has to do all those things. This is the kind of thing, the role of the vice chancellor or the registrar, the administrator had maybe, maybe future, the person who may start his own university kind of thing, that person has to have. Yeah. So all this, it's necessary that, all those things will have to be, the human values will have to be introduced into the system. And who will do that? Who will do that? Teachers, the registrar cannot do, the assistant registrar cannot do, other administrative staff cannot, use such things. And the human value system will have to be taught to the students, because in this world, now we are seeing, crisis, climate change, inequality. There's so many fragmentation, mental health issues are also there, and it is necessary. Is it necessary that these human value system will have to be introduced into our curriculum, and teachers will have to play a greater role in implementing all this into the curricula and in the practice. Of course, I don't agree that institutional heads, the authorities, may not accept to this. Yes, because this is need of the day. We have responsibility towards the institution. We have responsibility towards the society and towards the nation. We have to be Vishwaguru, in few years. So our people, our graduates will have to calculate, because they have to face the world. They have to contribute
Yeah,
to the
certainly.
society.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice. There's
because
some
these
limitation
days
of
will
time,
have to
sorry to say. Yeah, but yes, we would like to hear more from you. Now,
Yeah.
let me come to Ms. Shreya. Now, the teachers have been struggling with unethical practices on the part of the students. So, plagiarism or cheating during examinations and etc. So, how do you feel that value education can promote ethical conduct among the students, according to you?
I think ethical conduct can be like instilled into students. First thing, right from the start, it starts from their family itself. But apart from that, if we are focusing on the institute, then I think students learn and get inspired by their teachers. If they see that the teachers are taking ethical decisions, the way they are assessing the students' projects or any assessment, and they see that teachers are not just focusing on the outcome of the project or any exam, rather than the teachers are focusing on the process and the consistency that the students are giving, the responsibility that they are taking up. So the students understand that how teachers are judging the things and how teachers are taking their decisions. So students also learn from that, and they understand that fairness is important, and everything that we are doing is part of our life, and we understand our larger role in the society. So I think teachers are very influential to students, I think so.
Very valid points. One thing is that teachers have to be role models, and place of just focusing on the outcome, they have to look into the process, the sincerity, the honesty, the hard work that the student has put in. Very valid point. Now, let me come to Dr. Snigdha. So, given the weaknesses of short attention span and instant gratification, how can educators instill patience, perseverance, deep learning in the students? We have just 1 minute to respond. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Kumar, once again. That means the teachers should develop the inner strength of the students. That means how to face the failure, uncertainty, and competition, and also use the knowledge, responsibility for the societal good, and lead with the empathy and integrity. So let us collectively work together that the ensure that the institution not only for the center of excellence in knowledge base, it is also for the center of excellence for human values. So if in collaboratively with all of us will do that, then there is a sense of deep learning and all these things for the students, for the teachers. We can do something with the help of our higher educational institutions, and as well as for the school level students. So thank you.
Nice, nice. Now let me come to Professor Ansari. I have a question for you. How can student assessment systems be redesigned to include evaluation of values alongside knowledge and technical skills?
Yeah. This assessment system catering to the needs of corporate we actually produce system not to identify the skills the students have been blessed in, not to identify the competencies over there, what the student has, the kind of uniqueness the students have within them. We are not actually having a system which identifies this. We actually want to see whether demonstrated over there can be in alignment with the corporate needs or not. So what we need to do, we need to relook the education system wherein we got to celebrate what the student already has within, and we got to bring it out and we got to align it rather than, conforming our students to, get into the process wherein they'll be answering, or they'll be forced to answer the demands which are so huge on them. So in that process, actually, their creativity, innovation, the ability to raise questions, ability to engage in critical discourse, all these things taken away, because always the students got the fear. The fear is that I need to conform. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, nice. So we are talking about outcome-based education, and when we talk about the outcomes, these have to be the basic outcomes, as you are also suggesting, where we can actually evaluate the development of the child. Very nice. Now let me come to Dr. Neha Jindal. So Dr. Neha, like we have been talking about the opportunities that the new generation has. So with the openness and to diversity and inclusivity, how can value-driven education cultivate intercultural competence and empathy, according to you, Dr. Neha?
Right. Thank you for the question. Uh, in terms of intercultural, connects and associations and competencies, I think it's important if the leadership at various higher educational institutions can inculcate a lot of student exchange programs, not just internationally, but nationally. Because within India also, and within other cultures also, it is important to understand that we live in a very multicultural, diverse, yet unified kind of a space. Within our higher educational institutions, we understand that culturally there's a lot of different from different backgrounds. We have students, and yet we have to look at unifying those thought processes so that it's a cohesive learning environment for all of them. So nationally and internationally, student exchange and faculty exchange program, I think, would lead to a lot of capacity building in terms of, looking at intercultural exchange for the sake of human values. Thank you.
Nice, ma'am. So this is very nice exchange programs, so that they can get to exchange their thoughts and ideas with diverse cultures. That is very good to hear. Now let me come to Vaishnavi. So like the students are now too much addicted to mobiles. So how do we as faculty address the impact of consumerism, social media culture, misinformation on the value systems, particularly for the youth? What is your view on that? Let me tell that Vaishnavi is there in the second year, right? Right, in the second year?
No, sir, third year. Now
Third
in
year. Okay, nice. So a little mature question for you, but yeah, you can respond.
Sir, can you repeat once?
I was just asking that how do we address the impact of consumerism, social media culture, misinformation on the value systems on the youth today?
So first of all, sir, as we know the apps from our friends, like social media apps like Insta and YouTube, on which we spend a lot of time. We get that information from our friends. But instead of that, if our faculties tell us to use some of the apps, some apps are like they give the instant news what is occurring globally and nationally, and another apps in which you can use, like one of the app I know, Forest, in which you have to focus for particular time limit, 1 hour, 2 hour to study, and then the forest, in that forest, one tree will be planted. So such kind of app should be introduced by the faculty to use to us. Then the students will definitely use that, because in which the student will get reward. That thing is important to them, that getting a reward. So that is important. And another one thing, sir, the faculty should introduce that there is also the bad side of all the things. So they should tell us to balance the use of social media,
Yeah,
trying to
nice.
limit.
Thank you, Vaishnavi. There is some
Sorry,
limitation
sir,
of time.
for longer
Yeah,
answer.
yeah, but got the point. Now let me come to Dr. Jagdish. Dr. Jagdish, given the limitation of time that we have, I would like to hear from you. What innovative pedagogies like blended learning, experiential projects, service learning can align with the mindset of the new generation, millennials and Gen Z in particular?
So very relevant question. So we had to focus some project-based learning and where the students can go and interact with the people. And this type of community outreach programs will enhance their relationship with the other, and also they will know the problems around them, and then they can come up with the solution. So we have to encourage the students to involve in outcome-based projects or outreach programs. So in our institute also, we tell the students to go and interact with the villagers and know the problems and come up with some solutions. So this type of socially relevant projects will enhance their uh, uh, gratitude, the feelings of gratitude, how they are getting all the resources. So these type of community outreach programs are very much important for the students or for everyone to reach out to the larger people with empathy, and they can see the feelings and understand
Yeah,
gratitude.
very nice. So projects which can promote empathy among the students, attitude of gratitude among the students. Very nice. Now let me come to Dr. Neha Haryani. So how can value-driven education be embedded across all disciplines and not confined only to humanities and social sciences? Dr. Haryani?
Yes, sir. Just can you please repeat it once?
Yeah, then it is felt no that this value education is to be taught by the faculty of humanities only, but we do see that every child needs it. So how
Okay.
can value-driven education be embedded across all disciplines and not confined to only humanities?
So when we talk about embedding value-driven education across disciplines, I feel the key lies in the integration rather than addition, sir. Values cannot remain confined to a particular subject. They need to become part of the way knowledge itself is approached and applied. A very practical way to do this, sir, is by encouraging every teacher to include one value-based reflective question within their regular teaching. For example, after completing a unit, students can be asked to reflect on how the knowledge gained could impact people, society, or the environment. And this small practice does not disturb the syllabus, yet it gradually shapes ethical thinking. So when such reflective questioning becomes a routine across disciplines, students stop seeing values as moral instruction. Instead, values become embedded in professional thinking and decision making. In this way, value-driven education naturally becomes a part of the
Nice.
institutional
Thank you, Dr.
learning
Neha.
culture. Thank you, sir.
Now let me come to another panelist. We have Dr. Saravanan here. So what role can community engagement and service learning projects play in helping the students internalize values with responsibility? Dr. Saravanan.
Oh, yes, sir. So students already doing a lot of, there is a community engagement through NCC, NSO, YRC, so such kind of, there is a community groups. So along with that, right, the industries have something called, there is a CSR, corporate social responsibility, through which they can fund the institutions and they can do the community engagements. So as part of the CSR, they cannot do only the problem statements of the industry. They can also look into the societal, that is a problem that we can solve with the help of that is the students. So students will have a lot of, there is a innovative ideas. They have, there is a innovative, there is a problem, so problem solution providers. So the industry as well as the academia can work with. So that, right, as part of the CSR, they can fund. As part of the institutions, we can mobilize the energy and as well as the potential of the students, so that we can solve the problems of the there is a society. Yes, thank you.
Nice. Nice inputs coming from every corner. Now let me come to Dr. Ajit. Dr. Ajit, you have been mentoring the students in terms of skill development programs. So how can partnership with the industry and civil society organizations help reinforce ethical practices among the graduates? So the industry is facing this challenge of having ethical conduct from the graduates. So how do you feel that we can address that particular challenge?
Yeah, it helps a lot. See, most of the programs where I teach or I have designed, I have kept both these partnership with the industry in place and partnership with NGOs or part of community engagement in place in most of my places where I have worked. So this definitely helps that student go to the field, student go to the industry and learn the challenges, learn the problems. And apart from learning, okay, those direct problems or challenges or observing the issues, they also start building, okay, a certain map based on their observations that, okay, how it's going to affect the human values, how is it going to affect, society in long term. And they inculcate, okay, certain qualities, which is actually going to help them develop certain character, right? Which will be helping them in developing a comprehensive views of the world and the society.
Yeah. So character building is of course needed through education. Certainly. Now let me come to Ms. Nidhi. So within half a minute, we will I would like to respond. So what would be the various strategies, maybe you can name a few, to make our students environmentally conscious? Because you can say technology is damaging the environment. So how can you make them more environmentally conscious?
More than strategy, I would just say that they have to start exploring the relationship which we all have with the nature. And with this exploration, when I see that I want to nurture the nature, I can automatically come to the possibilities. Say, for example, very small thing of planting a sapling and taking care of it. Such many examples would come automatically and naturally when my relationship with the nature has been explored within myself. So that is how I would see to it. Thank you so
Nice.
much.
Now, finally, at the end of this discussion, let me come to Dr. Ila. So, how can higher education institutions build a campus ecosystem where excellence is balanced with empathy and gratitude?
Yeah, it's a very wonderful question. One is that the policymakers, they themselves have to walk the talk. They themselves have to go through all this process, provide faculty training, because this is something which the teachers cannot just read and understand. This is an exploratory method. It's a method where the faculty also have to explore first and then help the students. And the entire ecosystem where one understands the interrelationship with nature and how we are so dependent on the air, on the water, and all the elements. So once we understand this, the feeling of gratitude and the interconnectedness with this entire existence will help us. So the university has to create lot of you can say platform for exploration of the content, and also provide opportunities for activities where they are interacting, based on which they are
Nice.
establishing relationship with people
Thank you.
and others.
Thank you, Dr. Ila. So I'll say that it has been a very rich panel discussing very pertinent issues. So we had Dr. Anavil, Dr. Ajit, Dr. Snigdha, Dr. Neha Haryani, Dr. Neha Jindal, Dr. Ansari, Dr. Saravanan, Professor Masood, Dr. Ila, Dr. Jagdish, Ms. Nidhi, Ms. Shreya, Ms. Vaishnavi, and I thank all the panelists for sharing your valuable inputs in the discussion. And so many things came up during the discussion, which we'll certainly list out and share toward the end of the conference. So thank you all for joining us on the panel. Now I hand over to Dr. Shanmuga to give her final comments.
Yes, Maya, yes. Thank you once again. Thank you all, respected dignitaries, esteemed panelists, and dear participants. As we conclude today's panel on the 10th International Conference on Human Values in Higher Education, I would like to share a thought from Thiruvalluvar, a universal moral philosopher whose teachings belongs to humanity as a whole beyond geography, culture, or time. The Kural number 39, Arathan Varuvade Invam Matrellam Purathum Pugalum Ila. The English meaning. This reminds us that True joy and lasting worth arise only from living a virtuous life. That is aram. Anything else, even if appears pleasant, offers only fleeting satisfaction. Over these 3 days, we have explored the need, the vision, and the implementation of universal human values in higher education. May this understanding guide us beyond discussions into our classrooms, institutions, and daily lives. In the same spirit, when education leads to right understanding and responsible living, harmony within the individual and society follows naturally. With this reflection, I conclude today's panel discussion. There are many discussions are going on in our conference. Please do join and extend your support. Thank you all for being part of this meaningful journey. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you all.
Yes.
Namaste,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah.